I hope you guys have all done that listening. One of the toughest exercises. Quite a few people are not here. Uh, Ranjit, why is Ranjit absent? He was very regular earlier, except for last 2, 3 days. Hmm, The reading section about John Lennon gave you a good revision of what the past tense is, and now the listening. It will also provide you the same revision. In fact, the listening section will challenge you because it is fast, right? You don't have that much time to understand. When you read, you have extra time to understand. Most Indian students are more comfortable with reading and they're less comfortable with listening, obviously, because they have a longer experience of reading, longer reading practice. During the school days, also they read, but listening, it's a new activity for them. So, how well did you understand? Forget about the exercises. You listen to the grandfather and grandson conversation I shared with you. How well did you understand their conversation? Did you understand most of what they said? 70%, 60%, 80%, 90%? Let's do the first thing. Let's first listen to the audio and then we will decide anything else. The TV, can anyone see where the remote is? Yes, could you pass it to me? Thank you. Please come in. The screen has broken completely now. Has got damaged completely. And we are just using it as a speaker instead of a TV. Exercise 6.
Concert.
What do you mean?
I, Terry, your grandfather, was at the Beatles concert in August 1965 at Shea Stadium, New York City.
So that was a good one, was it?
That was the best concert ever.
Okay. Tell me about it.
Well, it was kinda exciting and frightening, too.
Why frightening?
There were so many fans there. Over 55,000. And the noise! It was so noisy. Everyone was so excited. They screamed and shouted. There were over 2,000 policemen there. And when the Beatles finally appeared, the crowd went wild. They went crazy. They climbed over each other to get closer. It was amazing.
What songs did they play?
Well, the problem was that the screaming was so loud, you couldn't hear the music. We couldn't hear the songs very well at all. They only played for 30 minutes. I think they played 12 songs, but I only heard a bit of Can't Buy Me Love and help. Oh, and twist and shout.
I know those songs.
Of course you do. You still hear them today, all the time.
So, how much did you pay not to hear the Beatles?
$5.75. I had one of the best seats.
Only $5.75? That's really cheap. You still have all your Beatles records, don't you?
Yep. I bought every one. I can't throw them away. But of course, now I have the CDs, too. You know, I remember buying my very first. It was I Want to Hold Your Hand. Those were the days.
So the most basic thing to pay attention to is the past tense in this whole conversation, of course. But because we have already learned the past simple, we can also pay our attention to some extra phrases, some extra patterns, some extra ways of, you know, some expressions in English we can see here in this conversation. First of all, I would like to give you some examples. You heard, uh, I bought everyone. There were lots of people. These are past simple sentences, guys. I went to the Beatles concert. Went to, I went, I went. That's past tense. Subject plus the second form of the verb, the past simple form of the verb. I bought, I had one of the best seats. He said, I had one of the best seats. They screamed and they shouted. Past tense, people, the audience there, screamed and shouted when the Beatles finally appeared, regular verb, BB. The crowd went wild. The crowd went, we too. The crowd went wild. It's another thing that we have an expression, go wild, means to start behaving in a very unreasonable way. Go wild. To lose control of your emotions and act silly or angrily. Go wild. So, fine. Now it is time for us to pause the audio after each sentence and analyze what we are saying there. Are you ready? We are going to pause the audio after each sentence and we are going to analyze it. Give me a second. I need to talk to that new student. Let's continue. So, the first line.
Unit 6, Exercise 6, Parts 1 and 2.
Grandfather, did you ever go to a pop concert?
Grandfather, did you ever go to a pop concert? That's the line he said. Grandfather, did you ever go to a pop concert? Now, guys, if you read the instructions to the exercise, it says there is a grandfather and there is a grandson from New York. Now, what are their names? Terry and Joe. Joe and Terry. Okay. Grandson Joe and his grandfather Terry. Right. They are both from New York. Now tell me, where is New York? It's in the US, right? The people who are from from New York, will they speak British English or American English or Australian English? They'll naturally speak American English because they are from New York. They are Americans. So if somebody is American, most probably that person will speak American English. Okay. So here you have a very interesting sentence, the very first sentence. Did you ever go to a pop concert? Now, this is obviously it means kabhi aap pop concert gaye ho? Did you ever go to a pop concert? This sentence is considered wrong in British English. If you are doing an exam or something, maybe they'll give you this sentence and you have to correct this sentence. Why? What is the problem with this sentence? According to the British English? British English says, if you want to use the word ever and talk about people's experience, then you should not use past simple tense. You should use the present perfect tense. According to the British English. क्या तुमने कभी भूत देखा है? Now this is about your experience. कि कभी तुमने भूत देखा है? So you say, have you ever seen a ghost? According to the British English. Have you ever seen a ghost? Have you ever seen? We'll study this tense in more detail in Unit 12. Okay. Right now, I just want to tell you that if you talk about somebody's experience in life, then you choose the present perfect according to the British English. Here, he says, did you ever go to a pop concert? Is it the present perfect or past simple? Did you ever go? It is obviously the past simple, right? So in American English, it is okay to use the past simple to talk about experiences. For another example, I'll give you. Did you ever see a ghost? Did you ever see a ghost? This is absolutely fine in American English. And you can see they are Americans, so they are speaking American English. Grandfather, did you ever go to a pop concert? Grandfather, did you ever go to a pop concert? How simple and easy. Now, you can ask me about some of my experiences in life in American style, in American English style. Go ahead. Sir, आप कभी सामान चुराए किसी दुकान से? कैसे पूछेंगे? Sir, did you ever steal things from shops? इसको दूसरे तरीके से बोलते हैं. Sir, did you ever do shoplifting? Sir, did you ever do shoplifting? Stealing things from the shop is called shoplifting, okay? Sir, did you ever do shoplifting? Means, did you ever steal things from a shop? Okay. Did you ever do shoplifting? Another experience we could ask you, sir, आप कभी होटल में ठहरे हैं? Did you ever stay in a hotel? So this is the American way of asking about experiences. British people do not ask this question this way. They will say, have you ever stayed in a hotel? Or have you ever done shoplifting? That's British way. And in India, if you are talking about exams, they prefer British English, the British English grammar. They consider that standard. So here in exam, did you ever stay in a hotel is a wrong sentence grammatically. Here, the mistake is of tense. According to the British English, this sentence should be in the present perfect, not in the past tense. Is that okay? The concept is clear. The difference of grammar between the British English and the American English. The American English says you can use the past simple to talk about experiences, but British English says no, just use the present perfect. There are more restrictions on learners in the British English grammar. And that's why some people say, without knowing, hey, British English is more difficult. American English is easier. They don't know why they're saying it, but actually they repeat this line. I can tell you why. Now you can see here that in American English, you can go with, if you ever eat a pigeon, if you ever eat pigeon's meat, okay. Guys, got it? Any confusion here? No. So the first line itself is an indication they are speaking American English. Okay. The rest of the sentence are very much the same, whether it is British English or American English. Grammar wise, vocabulary wise, you will not see much of a difference. The only difference is in the accent. As you know, people from Bihar and people from Delhi sound very different. You can hear them and you can easily say, hi, this person is from Bihar. Hi, this person is from Delhi. Similarly, when it comes to accent, you know, then you can easily tell someone is from the US or someone is from England, the UK. It's easy. For those people who have the experience of both the accents, they can easily differentiate. For me, it's not a big deal to differentiate between American English and the British English accents. However, the grammar is not very different. Just a few things, just like this one I told you. In the whole conversation, this is the only grammatical difference that we will notice in the British English and the American English. Otherwise, every other sentence is fine both ways. It's not that American English is a completely new language. It's just a variation of it. Okay. Can we continue now to the second line? Grandfather, did you ever go to a pop concert? And listen to the dramatic answer of grandfather. A simple answer like, yes, I did. No, I didn't would be enough. But now he is very excited. Some questions make you very excited. You love that question. You love that topic. And you don't answer in yes or no. You answer in more, with more excitement, with more detail, in a dramatic way. Listen to the response from the grandfather. What he says.
Did I ever go to a pop concert?
First of all, he repeats the question. Did I ever go to a pop concert? हम गए कि नहीं तेरे को बताते हैं. Did I ever go to a pop concert? He repeats the question. Some people do that. Actually, for a learner, it's a good idea when you are not very confident of your English skills. It's a good idea to repeat the questions people ask you. I'm not talking about in a job interview or something. I'm talking about when you're practicing your English with a native speaker or with somebody who speaks good English, and you're practicing with them. It's a good idea to repeat the questions they ask. Why? What's the point? Why is it a good idea to repeat the question? Because when you repeat the question, you give yourself a second chance to understand what is being asked. You are giving yourself a second chance to understand what the person is asking you because you're repeating the question. And this way, you minimize the chances of confusion, miscommunication. Sometimes what happens, the person asks question A and you answer question A plus or A minus or B. Means slightly different question. You know what I mean? A plus, A minus, or B, something different. So it's a good idea to repeat the question as a learner. So he says, however, he's just doing it because he's excited, okay? Did I ever go to a pop concert? अरे हम गए कि नहीं अरे
I went to the pop concert.
I went to the pop concert, not just a pop concert. What was the different thing about this sentence and the previous sentence? Instead of A, he used the. The grandson said, "Did you ever go to a pop concert?" And he said, "I went to the pop concert." So when you ask beta, sir, have did you ever stay in a hotel? Sir, did you ever okay stay in a hotel? तो आप कोई पर्टिकुलर होटल की बात सोच रहे हैं या कह रहे हैं कोई होटल में कभी रुके हैं होटल में रुके here a hotel means any hotel. But when the person says I stayed in the hotel, अब वो क्या बोलना चाह रहा है ऐसा वैसा नहीं बेटा होटल कोई होटल नहीं the hotel normally of the ऐसे आपको बहुत सारी चीजें आने वाले हैं but here I'm trying to show you the meaning of the in contrast with A. A matlab another, anyone. I love a girl. Okay, fine. Let's see. All right. But the girl means the best example in that group, in that class. Something that has a special status in that group. बताओ hotel there are millions of hotels in this world, but Ritz Hotel is world famous. Perhaps you do not know. I'm sorry, maybe. Okay, but all those people who know about hotels which are luxurious hotels, Ritz Hotel is a very very popular name. RITZ Ritz. Okay. Um, the Taj Palace in Mumbai. It also has its reputation. Okay. So these are not just a hotel. These are some special hotels which have a special status in the group of hotels. तो किसने कहा आप कभी कोई होटल में रुके हैं अरे कोई होटल में हम तो जो होटल में रुका लिए की बताइए तोरा हम ना ताज में रुका लिया एक दिन आप समझ रहे हो मेरी बात I'm deliberately speaking Maggie because majority of my students here do use Maggie in their communication, natural communication, I will say. And even if they don't use it, this is the language that they have the most exposed to. Colloquially, which language have you been most exposed to? Maghi, Hindi, right? Bihari Hindi. And when I have to explain something in English, something where the meaning, more than the meaning, the emotion and the mood matters, then I use this language to help you understand. अरे आपके होटल के लिए ये करा ये दूसरा बड़े thing. He's not gonna say just another hotel. He thinks the hotel where he stayed was let's say a very good one, right? The pop concert, not just a pop concert. I went to the pop. It means the pop concert that he went to had a special status in pop concerts. चलो another example लो. तुम कोई इंस्टीट्यूट में जाते हो स्पोकन इंग्लिश क्लास जाते हो क्या सीखने के लिए डू यू गो टू स्पोकन इंग्लिश क्लास कोई स्पोकन इंग्लिश क्लास तो मैं जाता and I go to the spoken English class. Matlab, it has a special status while other institutes offer you a 90-hour course or maximum of 5-6 month course. SPC offers a long-term course and takes pride in transforming a person who doesn't speak any English into a fluent English speaker. But again, any sensible person will have to understand these things cannot be achieved in a short period of time. One has to invest time and decide money. Right. Time is a bigger factor than money when it comes to learning. So, guys, did you ever go to a pop concert, grandfather? I went to the pop concert. So, the shows a contrast to A. A means anyone. The a special one. It has a special status in that group. Now, if we talk about teachers, uh, suppose there is a confusion over a use of a word in English or a grammar rule or something. Two people are a bit confused, and the next day one of them said, "यही सही है, ये वाला जो हो रहा है." क्यों? तुमने किसी टीचर से पूछा क्या? Did you talk to a teacher? I talked to the teacher. Now it he means जिसने ये लाइन बोला उसका मतलब ये है कोई और टीचर से नहीं बात की ऐसे टीचर से बात की जिनका बात का बहुत वैल्यू है I talk to the teacher. तो ऐसा स्पेशल स्टेटस है टीचर्स में उनका उनकी बात को ज्यादा वैल्यू करेंगे ऐसे तो नाउ यू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाई टू यूज दी इंस्टेड ऑफ ए ऐसा कॉन्ट्रास्ट दिखा करके नॉट ए बी ऐसा कभी आज तक तुम्हें ऐसा किसी ने बोला था गो टू अ पॉप कॉन्सर्ट आई वेंट टू दी पॉप कॉन्सर्ट ऐसे कॉन्ट्रास्ट कराया था किसी ने नहीं बिकॉज ये वाला यूज लोगों को समझ नहीं आता उनको तो पता है ए इज एन इनडेफिनिट आर्टिकल द इज अ डेफिनिट आर्टिकल बस इतना रूल्स पता है but what about emotions? Like I said, suppose you talk to somebody on the train, on the bus, in the park, in a little bit of English, you speak some English, and then the person says, "Oh, looks like you go to a spoken English class." I don't go to a spoken English class. Okay, I go to the spoken English class. And when you say the, you stress the word the totally. How do you say it? I don't go to a spoken English class. Sorry to correct you. I go to the spoken English class. ये हुआ आपका इरादा है ये बोलने का ऐसा मत समझो कि हम कोई क्लास जाते हैं राइट आप ऐसा कब बोलेंगे when you have a big respect for the institute where you go to क्योंकि भी बोलने का मतलब ही क्या आपका it has a special status तो आपकी ये फीलिंग होगी तो आप ऐसे रिएक्ट कर सकते हैं ये फीलिंग अगर आप दिखाना चाहते हो तो आप ऐसे रिएक्ट कर सकते हो नहीं तो किसी बोल सकते yes yes I go to a spoken English. That's why my English is good. I hope you understand. Somebody said to you, wow, your English is good. Do you go to a spoken English? Yeah, yeah, I go to it. Very nice, very humble, very friendly, very warm. Another. ऐसा मन में उसके खाली यही नहीं चला उसके मन चला हाँ सब कुछ है ये कोई 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 साथ में आता है ना क्या है you think we have a very good opportunity, right? Did you go to an engineering college? An engineering college? I went to the engineering college. What do you mean? I went to IIT Mumbai. IIT Mumbai has a special status when it comes to engineering colleges in India. Wouldn't you agree? So that's 3 years here. Can we continue? Grandfather, if you ever go to a pop concert now, what I'm explaining right now is not the topic. That was the most basic idea. I told you. This conversation is an opportunity to learn new things, a lot of things. And it's still struggling with the pharmaceutical form and the structure. Then where will you get the time and energy dependent is extremely. That's why it is necessary that you understand your responsibility. If we continue with the past simple for 1 month or more than 1 month, obviously we are not going to talk about the same thing on the 25th day. We are not going to talk about the same thing on the 31st day. We have to, the problem is you guys have a very basic understanding of English. English that is everything. Somebody is subject plus B2 that is cognitive, conversation is cognitive. That's teacher. I'll teach you subject plus B2 in Italian. Will you start speaking Italian after that? You need to improve your understanding of words in that language. That happens when you listen, read, reading, input. So let's continue. And when he said, I went to the pop concert, then the dancing, what do you mean, huh?
What do you mean?
I, Terry, your
Now, look at the
grandfather, was
I, Terry, your grandfather. What is the need to say all these things? Why did you say I went to I, Terry, your grandfather?
at the Beatles concert in August. I went to the pop concert.
What do you mean?
I, Terry, your grandfather, was at the Beatles concert.
Was at the Beatles concert. We were, I, Terry, your grandfather, was at the Beatles concert. Was Beaver, right? I was at the Beatles concert.
In August 1965 at Shea.
I think 65. Give some details, dates and time and place maybe, right? Not time. He gives you date, he gives you a year, and he gives you place. He was there. Now, what do you think? This pop concert, in history of pop concerts, it has a special place or not? Maybe it doesn't, but for his grandfather, it certainly does. कभी कभी क्या होता है कि कोई लड़की बहुत साधारण होती है लेकिन किसी के लिए वो जन्नत की हूर होती है समझते हो किसी के लिए होती है ना वो उसको बोलेगा हुस्न मल्लिका नहीं नहीं सॉरी गलत बोल गया मल्लिका ये हुस्न नहीं ना गलत बोल रहा क्या बोलना था मल्लिका ये हुस्न ऑलराइट beauty queen okay in English by the way so इसलिए है कभी आप disagree कर सकते हो with somebody who has this kind of opinion or complaint right this person who believes that he says that right now opinions are opinions after all okay guys I was just saying um this is concert I had something I wanted to add something this is really awkward when you have multiple thoughts going on in your mind at the same time and one of them just slips out and you feel like you wanted to say something. I know that one. That is something from the next room. I am very sensitive to noise. I can't focus when it's noisy. When I need to focus, I really need to be in a silent place. And when I teach, I'll tell you, it's for me a job which I do with a lot of focus. If I have some people sitting here listening to me who are not my students, I will be so distracted. If they're here to just watch me, observe me as a teacher, I won't mind because again, but if some people are sitting here waiting to talk to me after the class is over, I'll be so distracted with that. I will not be able to focus as hard as I normally do. Okay, but maybe when I go back, I'll be calling.
Stadium, New York City.
So that was a good one, was it?
Right now.
Concert. I went to the pop concert.
What do you mean?
I, Terry, your grandfather, was at the Beatles concert in August 1965 at Shea Stadium, New York City.
For him, it's an important one, right? Now let's talk about matches. Every day, multiple matches are played, cricket matches are played around the world. And if you look at each country, cricket playing, they have played thousands of ODIs, 600, 700 ODIs. So a lot of matches have been played. But the match that India played in 1983 against England, sorry, against West Indies, the final of the World Cup, is a special match. Now again, some people will say, what is special about it? They don't see the significance of that match. But for a cricket fan, Indian cricket fan, for the first time, India defeated the mighty West Indies, the 1983, when they were at the peak of their, performances, the team. Like Indian team right now, the best team in the world, similarly, the West Indies. That doesn't matter. Or even if you talk to somebody from West Indies team, they will not consider that as very important match, maybe. There's forget about it, right? But for all Indian fans, the 2011 final against Sri Lanka in Mumbai, where Dhoni hit that six, if we etched in our memory, right? We are not going to forget that. So if you were there, if you were watching that match, sitting at Wankhede Stadium, okay, when Dhoni hit that six, somebody asks you, कभी कोई stadium में बैठ के match देखे हो? Have you ever watched the match in the stadium? I watched the match in the stadium. It was, it it was India versus Sri Lanka final in 2011. Remember that Dhoni hit that six? I was there. तो अब समझ में आता है कि वो बी का मतलब क्या होता है? A match, any match, B match, it has a special status. Shall we continue?
So that was a good one, was it?
That
So
was the
when he
best concert.
when he says, I went to that Beatles concert in 1965 in Shea Stadium, he says, so was that a good one? The way he says that, जिस तरह से वो बोलता है, grandson, notice the order. ये सब पढ़ाने में बहुत मजा आता है मुझे क्योंकि आप कभी नहीं सुना, आपको मौका नहीं मिला लैंग्वेज की नेचुरल फ्लो को अप्रिशिएट करने का. यू नेवर हैड द चांस. अभी ऐसे बोलते हैं एक गरीब आदमी खाना खाएगा, कपड़ा पहनेगा कि कोई कहते ना हॉलीडे मनाने थोड़ी जाएगा, उसके लिए उसका थोड़ी टेंशन होता है, लेकिन लाइफ के लिए वो भी इंपॉर्टेंट है, राइट? व्हाट आई मीन. तो आप बताओ, आपने इंग्लिश में हमेशा वो वाटर मतलब पानी रटना सोचा और वहीं तक रह गए मेरे बच्चे, ठीक है? लेकिन इंग्लिश इज अ लैंग्वेज वेयर इमोशंस आर एक्सप्रेस्ड. फॉरगेट अबाउट जस्ट द मीनिंग. आप लोग की क्या सोच है? आप अपने लड़ाई झगड़े प्यार मोहब्बत हिंदी में बताएंगे तो इंग्लिश में नहीं बोलेगा प्यार मोहब्बत झगड़े की बात. हम लोग हमेशा क्या करते हैं, इंग्लिश को बस मीनिंग तक रेस्ट्रिक्ट करके रखते हैं. वी नेवर केयर that English is a language, full-fledged language, and it can have emotions, flow of emotions. All kinds of emotions are shown in English. वो subtle emotions, variations कैसे appreciate करेंगे? जब आपके सामने कोई उन emotions को appreciate करने वाला, बोलने वाला होगा, वो एहसास कराएगा. Otherwise, water मतलब पानी, पढ़ते रहिए. चलिए.
concert. I went to the pop concert.
What do you mean?
I, Terry, your grandfather, was at the Beatles concert in August 1965 at Shea Stadium, New York City.
So that was a good one, was it?
That
So that was a good one, was it? अब इसने ये कहा, grandson ने, that was a good one, was it? Take this sentence to any teacher who speaks or teaches English, okay? And see, 99% will say, ये थोड़ा अजीब है, ऐसा तो नहीं है. जो जानते हैं इंग्लिश, जिनको नहीं इंग्लिश पता, उनके बारे में क्या बात करें? जो जानते इंग्लिश वो कहेंगे थोड़ा अजीब है. क्यों, क्या अजीब है बेटा? Because you studied, जब भी कोई टेंस सेंटेंस लिखना है, उसका टैग उसका ऑपोजिट होना चाहिए. पॉजिटिव सेंटेंस तो नेगेटिव टैग, नेगेटिव सेंटेंस तो पॉजिटिव टैग. यही पढ़ाना रानी, बचपन में स्कूल में यही पढ़े ना. टैग हमेशा क्या होता है? ये बात उनके लिए जिन्होंने पढ़ाई लिखाई की इंग्लिश के, जिनको कुछ नहीं पता वो मस्त रहे, जिन्होंने कुछ पढ़ाई नहीं कभी मस्त रहे, टेंशन नहीं. पढ़ के भी क्या होता, अभी उलझते तुम. ठीक है, क्यों करते हैं नेगेटिव टैग वो बताते नहीं, खाली नेगेटिव टैग होता है बोल के छोड़ देते हैं. अभी देखा, that was a good one. So sometimes you receive information, and in that moment when you receive the information, you find it a bit surprising, so you want to confirm that information. Listen to what I'm saying. Sometimes you receive information, and in that moment when you receive it, you find it a little surprising, so you want to confirm that. उसको confirm करने के लिए you ask again, and there you do not need to use the opposite tag, because you have received the information right there and you're surprised by that information and you want a confirmation in that moment. So you do not use an opposite tag, you use a similar tag to the information. Let me explain. You often come and sit here, right? आते हैं ऐसे बैठते हैं. एक दिन मान लो आपका क्लास कभी नीचे नहीं चला हो, आप समझ रहे हो ना, आप हमेशा यहीं आके बैठते हो. Okay, imagine it happens now that there is a classroom, students go and sit there. So आपको किसने कहा कि आज आपका क्लास नीचे होगा, तो आप थोड़े से सरप्राइज हो. नीचे होगा, हिंदी में ही करते ना. बोलिए किए कि नहीं कभी, जब नीचे होगा, अभी बोला ना सामने वाले ने कि नीचे होगा, फिर क्यों दोबारा बोले, क्यों बोले नीचे होगा इस टोन में, क्यों बोले सर? क्योंकि आप सरप्राइज हुए इस इंफॉर्मेशन से, क्योंकि आपको लगता था क्लास ऊपर चलता है. आप दोबारा पूछते हैं जस्ट टू कंफर्म. करते हैं ना आप, वो सारी चीजें हिंदी में करते हैं. इंग्लिश को आपने एक लैंग्वेज माना ही नहीं कभी, तो वो सारी चीजें जो हिंदी में करते हैं वो होंगी, रूप बदल के थोड़े से चेंज होकर के सब चीजें होंगी. भाषा की जरूरत ही है. क्या अंग्रेजों के सामने कोई नई इंफॉर्मेशन ऐसे नहीं आ सकती? वो सरप्राइज नहीं हो सकते, उनके इमोशंस ऐसे नहीं होंगे. हाउ विल दे एक्सप्रेस दैट? आपसे पूछने आएंगे भाई कैसे बता बोलते हो, बोलो बिहारी लोग, हम लोग भी बोलेंगे. तो उनका अपना होगा कुछ बोलने का, होगा ना. तो जिसको पता वो बताएगा, जिसको नहीं पता वो नहीं बताएगा. वाटर मतलब पानी बताएगा, बात खत्म. सुनो, if there was an English class, okay, and an English teacher, and he gives biology classes to students, and one day when the students arrive, somebody informs them, today your class will be downstairs. Today you guys will study downstairs. Will stairs down? They will study downstairs. Henry. तो यहाँ पर उसने उस लाइन को रिपीट करना है और उसके साथ वही टैग लगाना है, सिमिलर नेचर का, ऑपोजिट नहीं. पॉजिटिव सेंटेंस नेगेटिव टैग नहीं, पॉजिटिव सेंटेंस पॉजिटिव टैग, नेगेटिव स्टेटमेंट नेगेटिव टैग. सर आज नहीं पढ़ाएंगे, नहीं पढ़ाएंगे. सुना है, किया ना ऐसा? कितना आसान लगता है तुम्हें हिंदी में? हिंदी योर मदर टंग, सोचा भी नहीं. बट सर इज नॉट प्रेजेंट टुडे, इज नॉट प्रेजेंट, इजंट ही? गॉट इट? आपने उस सेंटेंस को रिपीट किया और सेम चीज को कैसे कहा, इज नॉट प्रेजेंट, सर इज नॉट प्रेजेंट, इजंट ही? ऑलराइट. उसने कहा दैट वाज अ गुड वन वाज इट? अभी तो ग्रैंडफादर ने बता ही दिया. It was a good one. उसने बोला, oh, so that was a good one, was it? Was it? तो अच्छा, बढ़िया था ना. तो ये बढ़िया था, उसको पहले से पता है कि अभी सुन के पता चला. और इसी बात को रिपीट किया confirmation के लिए. So that was a good one. That was a good concert. That was a good one, was it? Was it same nature? That was a good one, was it? So that was a good one, was it? The grandson says, "Okay." मैं फिर से बोलता हूँ, मुझे रत्ती भर फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि कोई स्टूडेंट क्या डिसएग्री कर रहा है मेरे से, वो क्या जजमेंट ले दे रहा है, रत्ती भर फर्क नहीं पड़ता. I don't care about my student feedback even a bit when it comes to my teaching style and the way I. You can have all the feedback about my personality, about the classroom, about the environment, and I'll take everything very seriously. All your feedback, everything matters. But I will not take your feedback on my teaching methods even a bit. ऐसा ही हो गया, किसी बच्चे से आप राय ले रहे हो बड़ी बड़ी सीरियस मैटर, इसको भी समझ नहीं बोलने की, ठीक है, उससे कितनी समझदारी होगी इसमें. डॉक्टर पेशेंट से पूछा, तो कौन ये लजवा कैसा लगा आपको हमारे भाई, तुमको लगने से मतलब नहीं है, तुमको ठीक होने से मतलब है, हाँ के ना. डॉक्टर साहब को जाके बोला, आपका इलाज करने का तरीका हमको पसंद नहीं आता है, ये तुम ठीक हुए कि नहीं, मैंने ये रखता है, तुमको पसंद आता है कि नहीं, इससे मतलब कोई नहीं है. The doctor doesn't care about your feedback, about his decisions in your treatment. उसको कहते हैं prognosis and diagnosis. इसमें वो आपका feedback नहीं लेगा. He will take feedback कि आपके इसके staff के साथ से बात कर रहे हैं about the services in the hospital and all those things. But he will never take your opinion on whether he is doing the right treatment. वो तुम decide करोगे. Whether he is doing the right treatment, yes, there are some bodies, right? वो पूछेंगे तुमने ये टेस्ट करवाया, ये रिजल्ट आया था, तुमने अगला लाइन ये क्यों नहीं किया, ये कैसे कर दिया, कौन करेगा ये? The bodies, right? Medical bodies जो एक बनाए हैं कि ऐसे स्टैंडर्ड्स होने चाहिए. बेटा जब टीचिंग, इंग्लिश टीचिंग के स्टैंडर्ड्स की बात करोगे, everything that I do in the class will be absolutely perfect. Exactly what experts have suggested. But again, do we have a body here? Who will decide? And I'll tell you, अगर आपको जानना है कि मेरे क्लासेस के जो तरीके हैं वो कितने क्लासिकल स्टैंडर्ड हैं, तो आपको जाकर पढ़ना है एक आर्टिकल. जाइए, नाम लिखिए सर स्टीफन क्रैफ्टन और लिखिए हिज थ्योरी ऑफ सेकंड लैंग्वेज एक्विजिशन, पढ़िए डिटेल में. तो आप देखिए, एवरीथिंग ही सेज a teacher does in the class or should do in the class, सर बिना सर ये सब चीज करते हैं, बोलते नहीं कि ये हो रहा वो हो रहा, बस सब चीज हो रहा होता है. तो ये होता है. तो इसलिए मैंने कहा था, आई विल नॉट टेक योर फीडबैक. You like it or you don't like it is none of my concern. My job is to help you improve your English skills. That's all. And for that, you guys need to work with me, follow my instructions, not give me your feedback on my decisions about people. Got it? Yes. I agree that certain topics can be of less interest to certain individuals. Certain topics, certain themes can be of more interest to certain individuals. Not everybody has the same personality and preferences and likes and dislikes. I can understand that. And that's why I'm patient with people when they are sometimes a little bit lagging or not doing the best sometimes, you see? Because I can understand maybe it is the theme that they are not enjoying very much. The theme will change, again, they will bounce back, It happens with certain, individuals. I've seen that. Okay, so that was a good one, was it?
Was the best concert ever.
Okay.
Jawab diya. Not a good one. It was the best concert ever. It was the best concert ever. अरे good one छोड़ो. Good or best समझते हो? Good is good. It good. It was the best concert ever. Repeat. और इसमें कोई खराबी ब्रिटिश इंग्लिश अमेरिकन इंग्लिश का कुछ नहीं है क्योंकि ये कोई एक्सपीरियंस की बात. हाँ, कभी ये किए हो कभी वो किए, that is experience. We will discuss that in unit 12. This is a perfect sentence. So once I went to Kolkata, maybe about 15, 16 years ago. I wasn't married. And I stayed with my bua. And I could also say, I could also say I stayed at my bua. I stayed? Oh, I stayed with my bua. Okay. So she cooked fish curry. It was the best fish curry ever. If not the best, I would consider it the best because I've eaten some more some more really tasty fish curries, but that was the best fish curry ever. Okay. Speaking of fish, I feel like eating fish now, and it is the month of Sawan. चलो सावन 5-6 साल में एक बार आए तो अच्छा रहे. ये बहुत गलत हर साल आता है. असल रहता भी है 30-30 दिन. हाँ. I don't care. In my family, they don't care about asking classes. Huh? It's just the sawan that matters for my mother. Okay. I know some people go and have a bath every morning, in the month of Kartik, or they call it Kartik Snan. Yeah, every day in the morning. If they have a river somewhere, they have a bath in the river or at a well. अब तो धीरे धीरे वो सब खत्म हो रहा है. बड़ा interesting होगा. A time will come when there will be more cities and city people will not be able to do Kartik Nahai because there won't be any wells or ponds or rivers in their towns, cities. They will only have supply water at home. उसी से नहाई कर लो कार्तिक नहाय. Funny. Okay. I don't want to be distracted by that topic. Coming back, what was the last thing we said? That was the best concert ever. Oh, that was the best party ever. For some of my students who will never again join a spoken English class, for them, this is the best class ever. I'm not saying for everybody because that will be a bit of exaggeration. But those who are successful, those who are speaking English well, for them, it is the best class ever.
Hey, tell me about it.
Well,
Okay, okay, it was the best concert ever. About it. Tell me about it. Okay, so after tell, it always leaves the body. Tell about it now. हिंदी बोलते हैं तो बताइए फिर. हिंदी में कोई नहीं बोलता है मुझे बताइए. प्लीज अंडरस्टैंड. फिर बताइए ना. अरे बताइए ना. अरे अपना नाम बताइए ना. अरे बताइएगा. हिंदी की never said मुझे. But in English, if you are talking to someone, you are the only one who is gonna know, who's gonna learn the name of that person. Come on, tell me. Come on, tell me. You have to tell. Come on, tell. हिंदी में होता है. आप इंग्लिश. अगर 2-3 लोग मिलके पूछ रहे हैं तो बोले come on, tell us. अरे tell us, come on. But वो tell नहीं बोल पाएंगे. So tell is always followed by somebody. है ना. Me, us. हाँ, अब हमने कह दिया कि हमेशा फॉलो होगा. आप लेके आओ 1-2 फ्रेज ऐसा जहाँ नहीं होता तो वो फिक्स्ड एक्सप्रेशंस होते हैं. You can't tell the difference. You can't. अब यहाँ पर somebody नहीं होगा क्योंकि ये फिक्स्ड एक्सप्रेशन. तो जो मैं बताता हूँ वो बहुत काम की चीज होती है. उसको चैलेंज नहीं करना चाहिए आपको ये सोच के कि सर को गलत साबित कर रहे. सर गलत साबित कभी नहीं होंगे. बस वही है कि वो उस जगह के लिए जानकारी जरूरी थी जो बताया गया उस लेवल पे. तो ये बेसिक जानकारी है. टेल इज ऑलवेज फॉलोड बाय somebody, ताकि आप कभी टेल अकेले ना बोले. बाकी वो फ्रेज जब सीखेंगे तो आप जान जाएंगे, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, वो आएंगे आपके साथ. I can't tell who is who. They look very identical. They look exactly identical. I can't tell who is who. Try somebody. You can't tell from right from wrong, and you are gonna teach me about life. ठीक है, तो कहाँ है somebody? लेकिन ये सब fixed expressions हैं. We learn them at a later stage in language learning. You have long-term goals. Long-term, बेटा बेटा बता दूं तुम्हें, आज जो है अगर आप मेडिकल साइंस पढ़ना चाहते हो तो आप एमबीबीएस करते हो, और उसके बाद ये नहीं कि आपने जान लिया, उसके बाद आप एक स्पेशलिस्ट बन सकते हो, किसी एक चीज पे फिर पढ़ाई कर सकते हो. ये आज से 400 साल पहले करके कोई दिखा देता. लंबे लंबे ऐसे कोर्सेज, जानकारी नहीं थी शेयर करने के लिए इतनी लोगों के पास. यूनिवर्सिटी में इतने लंबे कोर्सेज नहीं थे उन दिनों, क्योंकि इतनी जानकारी नहीं थी ह्यूमन बीइंग्स के पास. जैसे जानकारी बढ़ी, कोर्स के ड्यूरेशन लंबे होते गए. यू नो, अभी क्या है कि आप एक आंख के आइरिस के एक्सपर्ट हो सकते हैं. बात समझिएगा, विजन का प्रॉब्लम वो डॉक्टर नहीं है. आइरिस में कोई प्रॉब्लम है ना, वो उसका सोल्यूशन देगा. वो एक्सपर्ट है. आंख में थी, पेट में भी ना कुछ खास एक्सपर्ट होता है. ठीक है, राइट. एक फेफड़े के एक स्पेशलिस्ट होता है, यानी कि इसमें सारा चीज तो पढ़ा जो एमबीबीएस पढ़ता है, इसके अलावा और पढ़ाई करो. यानी पढ़ने के लिए है तब तो पढ़ा, बताने वाले कोई है तब तो पढ़ा वो. तो वैसे ही अगर आपके पास वाटर मतलब पानी बताने के अलावा कुछ है नहीं ज्यादा, तो आपके कोर्सेज कितने लंबे होंगे? वही 3 महीने, 4 महीने, 5 महीने, 6 महीने, क्योंकि इस बार आपके पास बताने के लिए कुछ है ही नहीं. बट इफ यू नो द सिस्टम ऑफ टीचिंग, और आपको पता है कि ये बच्चे को यहाँ ले गए, अब यहाँ से यहाँ ले जाना है, यहाँ से यहाँ ले जाना है, तो कोर्स विल हैव अ लॉन्ग टर्म कोर्स. इट्स नॉट अ वीकनेस, it's something that not everybody can do. So tell is always followed by somebody. Tell me about it. Okay, okay. Tell me about it. बताइए ना, बताइए ना.
It was kinda exciting and frightening, too. That was the best concert ever.
Okay, okay. Tell me about it.
Well, it was kinda exciting and frightening, too.
Why frightening?
Now, good revision of what we studied. He said it was kind of exciting and frightening too. It was kind of exciting and frightening. He's describing the concept. The concept was exciting and frightening. It means the people were excited and bolo bolo. अगर मैं फिर से बोल सकता, the concept was exciting and frightening. It means the people were excited and frightened. If the movie is boring, the audience are bored, right? If the movie is interesting, the audience are interested. Similarly, the concept was exciting. It means the audience were excited. And the concept was frightening. So the audience were frightened. Therefore, when you are audience at a stadium, why would you be frightened? Why is the concept frightening? Concept of frightening कौन कहता है? इसने कहा, और इसके पहले एक और वर्ड यूज किया, kinda. It was kinda exciting and frightening too. Kinda, Kinda. Kinda. Kinda is a spoken English term. Basically, the phrase is kind of. Kind of, Kindof. Kind of come together and become kinda. That's a casual way of saying kind of, okay? And this is most common, kinda, kinda. Kinda is used before adjectives, when you want to use the adjective, but you don't want to use the adjective. What it means is, the, the idea that you have is that word that the adjective that you want to use, but not exactly. Just बड़ी पागल टाइप की है. तुमने उसको पागल कहा, तुम्हें को लगता है उसको हॉस्पिटल जाना चाहिए? नहीं, बिल्कुल नहीं. लेकिन फिर भी तुमने उसको क्या कहा, वो थोड़ी पागल टाइप की है. तो हाँ, पागल का जो लिटरल मीनिंग होता है वो क्या होता है? somebody who is not in their senses, right? आपने यूज किया भी लेकिन वो नहीं भी बोल रहा है तो आप इंग्लिश बोलते हैं शी इज काइंड ऑफ क्रेजी शी इज काइंड ऑफ क्रेजी तो काइंड ऑफ वर्ड इज यूज बिफोर एडजेक्टिव शी इज काइंड ऑफ क्यूट शी इज काइंड ऑफ और इसका एक और मीनिंग निकाल सकते हैं अ लिटिल और ये आदत की वजह से लोग बोलते हैं सोच सोच के नहीं बोलता कोई काइंड ऑफ वगैरह ठीक है तो क्यूट टाइप की है शी इज काइंड ऑफ क्यूट ये जो हम बिहारी लोग टाइप का बोलते हैं ना वहां क्या लगाएंगे काइंड ऑफ शी इज काइंड ऑफ क्यूट आई लाइक हर शी इज काइंड ऑफ क्यूट शी इज काइंड ऑफ हमको अच्छी लगती है थोड़ी क्यूट टाइप की है एनी प्रॉब्लम anyway um wow wow what was the last kind of okay yeah this kind of beautiful this is the really this kind of beautiful expecting the rest right this kind of beautiful so we will be able to find don't worry okay when you hear people use just कोई word का कुछ खास नहीं होता ना it's easy to learn so it doesn't really add much except for some mood okay then तो कंप्लीट चीजों को पता चल जाएगा ना ये कंप्लीट नहीं समझने में थोड़ा टाइम लगता है ओके हाँ टाइम का चिकन मारना so I hope you understand a little colloquial old family music as well okay it was kind of exciting and frightening अगर इसने कहा the concept was kind of exciting and frightening so a natural question comes in why are you saying the concept was frightening frightening बोलने का क्या वजह बन गया वहां लड़ाई वड़ाई हो रहा था लोग तलवार लेके आ गए थे right why was it frightening now listen he says
There were never.
Okay, okay.
oh never mind so we will finish it tomorrow okay why frightening the grandson asked why frightening why frightening frightening naturally you go to a concert you go to a party you go to a match stadium you enjoy yourself not to feel frightened but he is describing it as frightening was kind of frightening why frightening the reason was very more than 55,000 people in 1965 guys in 1965 the population of this world was I think half of what today it is the population of world in 1965 let's see the population of the world in 1965 3.3 billion today we are more than nearly 8 billion okay so less than half and those days and America was never very crowded right if in India because India has always been a crowded country even when we got independence in 1947 we were 33 crore people 36 37 crore people okay back then we were 36 37 1947 guys okay now in India so many people gather somewhere not a big deal we are used to seeing a big crowd we are crowded very crowded but America not a very crowded country and in one stadium how many people over 55,000 people gathered. Imagine how popular the Beatles were. In 1965, 55,000 people came to watch a band. How popular that band was, you get an idea. Now, the thing is, When you listen to audio files like this, and you appreciate these small pieces of information, and you think about them, it means you are thinking person one to observe everything. This is your personality, your attitude, to observe things. There are people who just don't observe much. They just focus on one or two main things, and other things they don't focus much on. It's their personality. So if you think this much, you'll obviously learn better because you are looking at every aspect. 55,000 people. Obviously, it will be a little scary. But Ravna Kahoga, what if something happens during this? You know, there is a stampede. What if there is a stampede? अगर भगदड़ भगदड़ मच जाए तो stampede, भगदड़, stampede. If somebody will say lion or a tiger has entered the stadium, and everybody will start running. So it was a bit frightening. डराने वाला हो गया ना? Frightened, डरा हुआ? When I was in Wales, maybe about 10 years ago, or maybe 8 years ago, this was 5, 6 years ago. And it was my sister's husband had invited us especially to engage. So we went there. And I was not very keen on going to see the username, but we insisted that we were there for that reason. Okay. So we decided I was holding everything's hand, I was there, and the VP was there, and we reached a certain place where they had a special statue. Oh, goodness. People were moving like waves. Nobody was moving intensely. They were all moving on the so scary. I was just one without so not. I think he was so not. Some people are very scared. One of them, like anything can go wrong. And I know it is very possible. If somebody had shouted one bad, very scary slogan there, anything, bomb or anything, there would have been complete chaos. And children would have been the worst victims. They can't really take care of them. They line over them. They step on them. I'm dead against, children being allowed to this kind of style or anything. And there is a possibility of disaster. Children below a certain age, they cannot run on their own to save themselves. Anyway, it's 8:30 now, and you guys listen to the audio file and do your best because I'm doing my best for you. And if you want the best results for yourself, you will automatically, obviously, do your best. The recording will be available to you in an hour or so. See you tomorrow. And do write the audio script if you can. I hope you guys have already done the exercises and write the audio script, the conversation, okay, if you can. Listen to it several times before you start writing the audio script. I'll see you. Bye-bye, everyone. Take care.